and I'm going to tell you my story, but while I do, we're going to enjoy run, and I want you to come and go with me. Well, let me tell you how I got into running. When I was in high school, I enjoyed running on the track team, but the real sport that I did was wrestling. In fact, we did so much running as a wrestler that I got burnt out on running. In fact, when I graduated from high school and college, particularly after college, I didn't do hardly any kind of exercise. The only thing I did was I'd swing a golf club every now and then. I'd walk down and pick up my mail, and that was it. Well, about 20 years or so ago, a Chick-fil-A operator, Wayne Farr in Atlanta, challenged me to run the Peachtree Road Race. Well, I knew the Peachtree Road Race, which is run in Atlanta on July the 4th, would be a fun thing to do. In fact, you get to eat all the barbecue and homemade ice cream that you want to after running the Peachtree Road Race. He told me he had a number, and numbers are very hard to get for the Peachtree Road Race. There's over 50,000 people that run the Peachtree Road Race. And I said, Wayne, there's no way I could do that. This is just 3 days before the event was to take place. He said, come on, I think you can do it. And so I got out there. I didn't think I could do it, but I had a blast. It was a lot of fun being able to run that Peachtree Road Race. It was a whole lot of folks there, and I just kind of survived. I got by, and I realized, hey, I need to do a better job making sure I take care of myself. The Peachtree Road Race is a 10K race. That's 6 miles that I ran, and I think I did it someplace a little less than maybe an hour, so it was a pretty slow pace when I ran it. Well, the next thing I got involved with was just continuing to just start walking and then trotting from one mailbox to the next, and then I started running from one telephone pole to the next. Just kind of kept that up. And over a period of time, I began to feel a real difference inside my body. I felt more alert. I had more energized ideas. In fact, I got to eat dessert, and I love dessert, particularly Chick-fil-A ice cream. So I kind of kept on running, and then I was challenged to run a 15K race down in Peachtree City, Georgia, which I did. And then a year or so after that, I ran a half marathon. Now, I had no idea that I could run a half marathon in Atlanta. That's on Thanksgiving morning, and a half marathon is 13.1 miles. And after running that half marathon, I thought, well, golly, I didn't think I could run a 10K or 15K, and I did. I didn't think I could run a half marathon, and it did. I had it inside me. I could do it. I decided to go for it and go for a full 26.2 mile marathon back in 1995 in Los Angeles, and the following year in 96, even the Boston Marathon. Now, I've learned some vital lessons that have impacted my life. And number one is this: all of us have an awful lot of potential inside that we don't think we have. In fact, we're probably living life with a lot of potential that's locked up inside us that we'll never realize simply because we never gave it a try. And you can do it. Number two is I learned the power of encouragement, that it's important to be able to accept the encouragement of other people. I learned on that LA Marathon, there were kids on the side of the road, and I'd run over and I'd kind of give them high fives as we went along there. And as I did, I drew energy from that. And it was a vital life lesson for me, is to be willing to accept the encouragement of other people. And then not long ago, I had the opportunity of running in the Disney Marathon this year in 2006 with Kyle Petty. And I wanted to spend some time with him and wanted to get to know him better. And I was influenced by him running the Disney Marathon. I hadn't run a marathon in 10 years. And that's one of the reasons I wanted to do this video, is I wanted to have a positive influence on you and encourage you that you can do it. You can set some high goals for yourself. You got a lot more potential inside you than you think you do, that you can be an encouragement to other people. And in fact, you can use it and be a positive influence in the life of other people. There are a lot of vital lessons that we can learn when we're out here running. All right, talking about running, let me give you a couple of running tips that you may want to keep in mind when you're walking or even when you're running. I think it's important to have fun when you're running. So if you want to run by yourself, and sometimes that works out a lot easier for me, and it's always fun to have a buddy when you run. Also, make sure you got the right stuff, the right equipment when you run. When I'm out on the road, I usually run with a vest like this, particularly at nighttime. Make sure you got good shoes. good shoes are important. In fact, shoes can actually wear out. So after about 500 miles or so, make sure you change your shoes on a regular basis. I usually run with a watch. That kind of helps me keep up with how I'm running, and I kind of keep a log of some of my times. I challenge myself to kind of keep a little better pace. You may actually get to the point that you look forward to running and having a good time. The more fun that you have when you run, the more often you're going to get yourself out of here and just enjoy it, and it gets better and better, and running becomes a lifestyle. And that's where you want to get to, is the cardiovascular exercise, whether it's walking at a brisk pace, running, bicycling, swimming, a lot of different forms of cardiovascular exercise. Again, you want to sustain that for 30 minutes, 3 times a week, and you want to get your heart rate up to about 75% of your capacity. If you do that, you can have a great time eating Chick-fil-A waffle fries and hand-spun milkshakes. Well, as we talked about earlier, there are a lot of benefits to running and cardiovascular exercise and staying in shape. Now I want to just get real personal with you and tell you about, specifically for me, what have been the benefits that I've received from taking care of my body. Well, one thing, that creativity is very important, particularly for the role I have, probably for the role that you have, where we're obeying those warm-hearted impulses, taking care of our customers with second mile service. So creativity is important. I find that when I'm out exercising and taking care of myself, it stimulates my creativity. It stimulates endorphins that are directly related to our creativity. And also, when you take care of your body, and particularly cardiovascular exercise, it gives you energy. You literally create energy when you take care of your body. Your metabolism speeds up, and as a result, you sleep better, and also the hours that you are awake, you just simply feel better. So you have a lot more energy. But most important is this: running and taking care of your body builds your self-esteem. You simply feel better about yourself. And as a result of managing yourself, managing your weight, managing your exercise, taking control of your calendar, all of us have time to take care of our bodies. You simply feel better about yourself. And as a result, you set big, hairy, audacious goals. In fact, that's how I want to end up this video, is I want to encourage you to set a big, hairy, audacious goal. Life is all about uncovering the potential within us, and particularly even from a physical standpoint, just as we talked about earlier, about mentally and emotionally and spiritually as well. You want to make sure that you set some big, hairy, audacious goals from a physical, because they're very easy to measure. Here's what I challenge you to do, is if you've used to walking, start jogging every now and then. If you've been jogging, get involved locally in your town or community into a fun 5K event. Make it a goal to be ready. Set a time goal. If you've been doing 5K races, run 10Ks. And if you've been doing 10K races for a lot of years, then step up to a 15K or maybe even a half marathon. Now, a half marathon or a marathon may be totally out of your vocabulary, but again, the vast majority of people have got it locked within inside them, and it's about discovering our potential.